What's the origin of the PS Audio logo? Yep. Chuck in Omaha, Nebraska. He says, hey, Paul, my question stems from your PS Audio logo design. Is it original? I asked this because I was recalling some old vintage audio components I ran across online, namely from Amber Electronics, whose logo design is very similar to PS Audio's. Were you the first to use such a design, and were you aware that Amber had a similar design when you chose yours? Well, it is an original design, and I was unaware of Amber's use of a sine wave, this is a modified sine wave. Keith, Rosenthal maybe? I can't remember. I knew Amber Electronics. I think they started, oh gosh, 4 or 5 years after we did. I think they started about 1979, 1980, if I remember right. A guy named Keith. They made good equipment, and I didn't really pay much attention to them at the time. And at the time, we didn't use this logo. At the time, we used just the P and the S that was our logo for, gosh, a long, long time. It went through variations. We had one variation where it had PS Audio and then some lines above it. We had, we've gone through some pretty good variations on the old PS Audio logo. And then in 1990, and I think Amber had long gone out of business by that time, I sold the company. I went and started Genesis Technologies with my buddy Arnie Nudell in Vail. That's how I got to Colorado. And then in 1997, I bought the company back, and those first products that we made still had the stylized PS product. So this was probably in 2000. I'm not very good with dates. I gotta be honest with you. But I was in Seattle. My son, Lon, my first kid, who happens to be a partner in the business. Lon he's amazing with marketing and branding, and he's just really talented, and I don't find myself so talented at those branding kind of things. And Lon said, the PS logo is distinctive, but you need to go for something that's iconic, something like Apple. So Apple has that apple with a little bite taken out of it to show that they're kind of sassy, right? And I said, okay. And he said, and we had talked about at one point having PS inside. So we wanted to come up with a really cool logo. So Lon's girlfriend at the time, that afternoon, sketched out that. She put it on a piece of paper and just sketched it out, and she said, since you guys make power conditioners, and there's this, she didn't even know what a sine wave was, she said this sort of sine wave thing, I've kind of stylized a single sine wave. And I looked at it and I thought, well, that's kind of cool. And it doesn't say PS, but it's, iconic. It's an icon. That's where the word, okay. And I got convinced by my son Lon that this would be a good thing to do, and I love it. It's ever since we've kept to this logo, and I haven't thought, until you brought this up, I hadn't thought about Amber Electronics, and I know Lon's girlfriend is definitely not into stereo. But anyway, that's the history of how we came to have that. And now that I went back and I did a little research on Keith's old products, Amber, and yep, by golly, there it is. There's a kind of a oval with rounded edge, or not an oval, but a rectangle with rounded edges, and in the middle is a pretty much perfect sine wave. He didn't do the stylized kind that we did, but yep. So there you have it. That be the story, and I'm sticking to it. All right. Thanks for the question. I'll talk to you later. Bye.